Good evening, good morning, and good day, everyone. I hope you have all had a wonderful week so far. Today is obviously another episode of the podcast, but it's also a very special episode because we have our very first guest today. You can get used to the guest being around because I think I'm gonna make them a pretty integral part of this. But today we have a first guest, so you get to meet someone who is very important to me, and you just get to know a little bit about them. Um, I'm going to talk about my week a little bit because I actually had a pretty good week this week. Um, I had some pretty exciting stuff happen at my job. I had like some surveys done because I work customer service, so it's all about customer satisfaction. If you work customer service, you get it. But I got some pretty good reviews, and I had my first meeting with my supervisor because my job is still relatively new, and he said some really awesome stuff about me and my performance at work and how I interact with customers. So that was really, really, really good to hear, and it made me feel a lot better about the job because I haven't been the most confident about it because it's something new. I work I do like chat support, like tech support, but it's over chat. And I've never ever done that before. It's always been in person, face to face kind of stuff. But I was not feeling so confident about it this week, and he really hyped me up and made me feel good about it. And obviously, the customers think I'm doing pretty good because they're leaving me good surveys too. So I had a pretty good week. That was probably the biggest good thing that happened to me. But we also, like I said, we have a guest, so they are also going to talk about some good stuff that's happened to them, and we're all just gonna have a good time. We're all just gonna feel good about ourselves, about our lives, about everything that's going on in the world. So to introduce my guest is my mother, Jennifer Taylor. Mom, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I do. Thanks so much for having me on your podcast,
Absolutely.
my amazing, wonderful son. I'm actually, honestly, in all seriousness, I'm super honored that you chose me, not for your first guest and a guest at all. Not many 22-year-olds want to like promote their mama, but
Hey,
but we
I got
have
a
a
pretty cool
super,
mom, so
well, thank you. I have a pretty cool son and we have a pretty incredible relationship and bond. So
for sure.
thank you. Yeah, so a little bit about me. I'm just a super compassionate person. I love loving others, encouraging others. I've always been that way. It's just kind of my thing. Um, I love the beach. I love to learn. I'm always taking a bajillion courses all at one time. I love to read. I'm always reading at least five or six books at the same time,
That
hopping
is
around.
true.
hmm Um, yeah, I love photography. Um, I'm a mom, obviously. I've got four amazing kids, and I'm a wife.
I'm the best one though.
I'm a wife to a really incredible guy. I've been an entrepreneur for 16 years, starting out with a massage therapy practice that I really loved and got into Reiki and energy work. And now I am a holistic body mind coach with that business. It's called Sacred Connections. And again, I just really love and encourage the women that I work with. I work with mostly moms and entrepreneurs who just know they were made for more. Um, I teach them how to embody, listen to their body, listen to their intuition so they can make aligned choices in their life and, help them with stress, help them with pain, help them to just really live the life they've always wanted to live. So that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, my mom's pretty cool, guys. Like if you ever wonder where I got it from, she's a prime example of where I did. So I'm gonna ask you a little bit, a couple questions, so we can talk about get the vibes going, get some good energy, get some positivity in here. So, how was your week? Did you do like anything new or exciting?
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. Ava, your lovely little sister, turned 13, as you know. Um,
She's getting too old for me.
yeah, a few
I
days
don't like
ago.
it.
So we just recently moved to Florida, and we had a really fun party with some of her new friends, some of our new friends, and it was just a really great day connecting with people. Connection is one of my values in life, and it felt really great to connect in our new space. We've been having a hard time being away from our family since we moved, and it was just a really great day. So
Mhm.
that was definitely something awesome. I started eating way healthier this week, so I feel way better. So I'm super proud of myself about that. And then we had a few days of just kind of chill time, some just downtime and not running and just kind of chilling. And that was really nice. And that is always exciting to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, that's exciting regardless of what age you are.
Hmm.
All right. What in everyday life, what do you do to stay positive and kind of find the, I guess, the silver lining and the good things in life?
Hmm. Okay. So there's a lot of things. I guess the first thing would be gratitude. Like, I really, and it's a struggle sometimes, but I really, really try to focus on what I am grateful for, right?
Hmm.
And just kind of pull back and look at the big picture. And if I'm having a hard time figuring out what I'm grateful for, I go to the really obvious things like, wow, I have food every day. I
Hmm.
have a roof over my head. I have vehicles, I have family that love me unconditionally and I love them. And then when I really kind of sink into it more, I can find 1,000 other things to be grateful
Right.
for. And, that just instantly makes me feel super positive. Just think of all the blessings and everything I'm grateful for. Some other things I do, it's actually a lot of the same stuff I do in my coaching business with the women I work with, but I
Hmm.
practice a form of instinctive meditation that's based on biology. And it's just teaching you to be with yourself, really, right? Like, we're so stressed out and we don't ever sit for 5 minutes. We're so
Hmm.
distracted, right? Um, so it's just kind of teaching you to just sit with yourself and with what you love. So that's something that really, really helps me. Different
Yeah,
breathing techniques.
I think stuff like that is really important, especially after um, 2020. I talked about it a little bit in the last episode, but with connection, and I included connection with yourself too, because I feel like as a society and a culture, we don't really think about how important it is to be connected to yourself too. So especially after the last year where everyone was so detached, it's so important to think about connection with everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a super good point because most people, are running around trying to connect to the wrong things and
Right.
trying to get satisfaction from the wrong things. And they don't even sit with themselves for 2 minutes at all in the day. And it's like that's when you can hear what's going on in your body. That's
Right.
when you can actually like hear your thoughts and just process them. I'm a huge proponent of and fan of just processing your emotions as
Right.
you're able, right? Just like let them come up, feel them a little bit, because our society tells you, oh, don't cry, it's a sign of weakness, or, a woman should never be angry, all these
Right.
different stigmas. And it's so super unhealthy because all of these emotions that are there, we all have tons of life experiences and traumas and a million different memories and feelings. They all have to be processed or they get stuck somewhere in the body.
Right. And it's crazy how even processing, quote, negative emotions can actually contribute to being positive throughout
Hmm.
everyday life. Like it's crazy how all that stuff works.
Absolutely. And something I really like to teach people and encourage them to wrap their head around is that I try really hard not to label emotions as good and bad. Of course, we
Hmm.
know in our society, happy and joy are the good
Right.
emotions, right? And rage and anger are the bad emotions and sadness. But when we start to look at them as we're humans and we're designed to experience the full range of emotions, that's literally how we're designed. And if we don't, things are going to be trapped and, cause all kinds of dis-ease in our
Right.
body and disruption and sickness and disease and things like that. And it starts to lessen it a little bit. It starts to make it feel not as daunting when you don't label the good and the bad. It's just an emotion.
Right.
It just is. You kind of take the judgment out of it.
Right. Yeah, that's a super important thing to remember because I feel like people in our society we get stuck up and hung up on the things that are bad, the food that's bad for us, the emotions that are bad for us. I think that word is just used so much in such a way that it just negatively affects a lot of stuff. Um, and it makes it so people aren't allowed to, especially with food and things like that, they're not allowed to enjoy anything without being like, oh, nope, I'm eating something bad. Can't do that one.
Yeah, too many rules and regulations,
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
that just made me think of also the instinctive meditation that I teach and practice. There's no rules in it. You don't want to close your eyes, fine.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, even welcoming thoughts and emotions. Like, God
Hmm.
forbid we welcome a thought instead of like
Right.
see it on a cloud and watch it float away, right? Like it's very different than traditional monastic meditation. And like I said, it's just about being with yourself and what you love. And it really, really helps me to stay calm, to stay grounded. And overall, I'm more positive and happier because I process the emotions that are
Right.
seemingly bad.
Yeah, it's like actual real weight off your shoulders.
Hmm. Yeah,
All
absolutely. And
right.
that's what I saw too. Real quick, I think this is important
Mm-hmm.
too. That's what I saw in my 15-year practice doing massage, that the same clients would come in with the same pains for years
Right.
sometimes. And what I realized was it didn't matter how good of a massage therapist or how many modalities I knew, what techniques I was using. It was that they weren't willing to kind of go inward or didn't even know how to be guided inward to
Hmm.
what their body was trying to tell them. Like maybe that shoulder pain was really like they were feeling the weight of the world on their
Right.
shoulders, right? Like this metaphor of all this weight of like taking care of their kids, taking care of their spouse, doing a good job at work, and, just being the woman that society tells them they should be. And once they go inward and kind of get some coaching around that and learn how to listen to their body, miraculously, the shoulder pain starts to ease up.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works. I
Hmm.
won't speak for anybody, but you guys should probably start thinking about the correlations there.
Absolutely.
All right. What's some stuff you're looking forward to this week? You got anything exciting on the books?
Yeah. Really soon, me and my hubby are going away for just a couple of days over to the Gulf side of Florida. We live on the
Mm,
Atlantic side, which is amazing, but the Gulf side is my
not as
favorite.
fun as the golf side though.
Yeah. Yeah. The Gulf side's pretty awesome. So we're going to go over there and just chill for a couple of days. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I don't even have any work to do for those 2 or 3 days, whatever
That
it
is
is.
always nice.
Yes. So,
I feel like everybody's going to be jealous of that. Everybody wants to not have work to do.
yeah.
All right. So it is time for everyone's absolute favorite part of the episode where we talk about the holidays for this week.
I love this part.
So, yeah, everybody keeps telling me that this is the best one. Oh, you can't take that out. You got to keep that in. You got to do that every week.
Hmm.
But uh, what the people want. All right. So, starting with Monday, June 14th, we have, I'm not going to be participating in this one. It is National Bourbon Day and also World Blood Donor Day. Two things I don't think I'm going to participate in this year. All right, we got Tuesday, June 15th. We got National Bug Busting Day. So if you really don't like bugs, it's your day to start going out and finding some bugs and just killing them. We also got Nature Photography Day. So if you got some extra time, go take a picture of some leaves, I guess.
Mhm.
On Wednesday, June 16th, I will partake in this one. We got National Fudge Day.
Oh
So if you
my.
know how to make fudge, you better get it all ready on the 15th so you can start selling it on the 16th. If I have any listeners who are still kids, you're gonna hate this day. It's National Eat Your Vegetables Day on
Oh
June
boy.
17th. So Ava, I know you're listening to this. You better eat some vegetables on the 17th. On Friday, the 18th, we have International Picnic Day, International Sushi Day, and International Go Fishing Day. So, what you got to do, you got to go fishing, make sushi out of the fish you catch, and then go on a picnic with the fish you got. It's a whole plan. We all got to do it. We got on Saturday the 19th, we have National Garfield the Cat Day and National Martini Day. So whip up some martinis while you're watching Garfield, I
That's a
guess, if that's
throwback.
your thing.
That's a
Yeah, I
throwback.
know. And then on June 20th, we got Father's Day. I know a lot of people are excited about that. Um, we have National Vanilla Milkshake Day and Ugliest Dog Day. So go out, look at some ugly dogs, and get a vanilla milkshake with your dad, I guess. And Mom, I have five little questions for you just to wrap everything up and
Okay.
give you a little fun thing to do. So, are you early bird or a night owl?
Night owl for sure. You won't
Yeah,
catch me
that's where
up.
I get that from.
You won't catch me up before 9 in the morning.
Do you prefer coffee or tea?
Tea, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you drink coffee other than like
It's not
an
my
iced
thing.
latte.
Yeah, maybe a couple times ever. It's
Yeah.
not my thing. I don't need any caffeine.
I know I already know, and I think everybody else who's listening to this already knows what the answer is for this question. Beach versus mountains.
Beach, 100%.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
she never converted me in that way. I've always been for the mountains. My whole
hmm
family is just, oh, we love the beach. No, I'm
I
not the type.
Yeah, you're not, but I mean, I definitely appreciate the beauty in the mountains and all the nature and all the animals, but it's something and it is magical in the mountains.
Oh yeah.
But there's something about the beach that I am just so drawn to, with the ocean, but
Yeah.
mostly like having my feet in the sand. It is an actual physiological thing that happens. You get grounded, when
Right.
you're barefoot anywhere outside, but especially on the beach for me, it really makes me completely relax the minute my feet are in
Right.
the sand. I mean, it's
See,
pretty freaking awesome.
that's I hate on the beach, but that is a very cool experience though, and
hmm
I do see the beach for its qualities like that. I
Oh,
just don't like the sand. I mean, I like it for what it is, but I also can't stand it when it's everywhere.
yeah, you should tell your listeners about your experience on your meditation retreat when we all went with the
Oh
ocean.
yeah, I'm going to talk about it right now because we're talking about the beach already. But my mom is obviously very spiritual, and I've become a little bit of a hippie over the years. So I went on a meditation retreat, and it was a really cool experience. It was at the beach, but we did this meditation, and it was about talking about the whisper and the roar of the ocean, and we all just stood on the beach and really listened to it. And like the roar was when the waves were coming in, and the whisper was kind of like the little fizzy bubbles you get when the waves are kind of subsiding. Um, but everybody like talked about what they got from that, and mine was the ocean kind of talks about the kind of person I want to be in life. So I want to have the aspect of the roar where I'm, people hear me when I'm there, and people know me, and people know that I am a powerful person, and know that I am strong and capable, and can do a lot. Not anything bad or anything, but can do a lot in terms of um, just telling what I need to, and making my presence known. And I also want to have the aspect of the whisper too. I want to be able to be gentle and calm, and be kind of a safe person person for people, and to be able to embrace the gentleness um, of being a human being in general. And that especially like really, I mean, of course it resonated with me because I came up with it, but it resonated with me a lot, especially being someone who is a man. Like it's not very societally acceptable to be a gentle man. Like it's not, men don't cry, men don't wear pink for some reason. Men don't like flowers or whatever else, or like talk about their feelings, which I hate that. Like that's not, I don't vibe with that. But yeah, that's what I got from it, and that's like the message that I really embraced for myself. And everybody had really good inputs, but obviously mine resonated with me the most. But I do appreciate the beach for what it is, especially after having that really cool experience.
hmm
And I have one final question for you before we say goodbye to our listeners. What do you want everyone who listens to this to take away? What, like, whether it's just something you want to talk about, something you want to share with everyone, what do you want everyone to take away from this episode?
Hmm, great question. There's a couple of things that come to mind. I think the first one is, since I know firsthand and with working with the public how stressed and frazzled, especially after 2020,
Right.
and anxiety ridden, and just all the emotions, all the heaviness. When people are feeling really stressed out, really frazzled, the next time that happens, and it's inevitably going to happen to everybody, just take a deep breath and ask yourself, what do I need right now?
Mm,
Right. And that could look like a nap, could look like moving your body. Maybe you need a freaking drink of water because you're dehydrated. Maybe you need a snack. Maybe you need to call a friend. Maybe you need to
maybe
sit in
need a
nature.
martini.
Who knows? Right. But we're not in the habit of asking ourselves what we need
Right.
and nourishing ourselves. So I would just invite everyone when they're feeling that way, just to take a deep breath and just really check in and say, what do I need right now?
Absolutely.
So that's something really huge. And another thing that popped up is, maybe for a minute, maybe 2 minutes max a day, maybe just sit down, with no agenda, with no phone, with no TV, with no iPad, laptop, video game, with no nothing in this hugely technological world, just like sit down and just listen to your body for a minute. Notice your heartbeat, notice your
Mm.
breath. Um, you might notice some like tingling or sensations or vibrations in your body. You might realize you have a body. We're so disconnected from ourselves. I feel like that's the biggest problem with our world, like not just
Hmm.
connection with each other and the planet, but with ourselves. We are not connected with ourselves at all,
Absolutely.
right? So just hang with yourself for a minute and just see what comes up and just be okay with whatever's there, you know?
Yeah, when you
So,
when you hang out with yourself, you figure out that you are a pretty cool person.
mhm. Yeah, and you receive messages too,
Hmm.
right? Maybe feelings or emotions, who knows what's going to come up, or maybe the idea for, or maybe an answer to a question that you've been trying to figure out, or like
Right.
your next big creative block is released because if you're running too fast and moving too fast and so distracted, jumping from one thing to the next, how can you receive any goodness, any guidance,
Right.
right? So you got to just sit with yourself sometimes. So
Absolutely.
that would be like my two biggest takeaways, like my wish for everybody to try and hopefully keep
Right.
implementing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really, really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
This
Thanks
is
for having me.
obviously, yeah, this has obviously been something I've wanted to do for many years, and it's really, really nice to have the support of my family, and support to the point of people actually wanting to be on it and helping me to just do the things that I love. And I've always been so passionate about making people laugh and making people happy. So this is just such a cool experience, and it's so cool living in a generation where the internet is so accessible, because I can just so easily do what I absolutely adore doing, from my own house. So
Mhm.
thank you again for
You're welcome.
being here and giving such good information and insights to not only me but also the people who are listening to this. Um, this will be out soon, or it is already out at this point. But from here on out, most likely I will have a guest every single week. I think I might give you guys some check-ins with just myself, if I'm feeling like I just want to talk to you guys. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my listeners for tuning in. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoy everything we talked about today. And I hope you guys have an absolutely, absolutely wonderful day, week, month, year, life, whatever. Whatever you need help with. I hope you have a wonderful whatever. But yeah, I will see you guys again shortly. And I hope you just are feeling wonderful. And if you are feeling down, I hope you are able to turn that around and find something to be positive about. But I will see you guys soon. Peace out.